Hello, welcome back to another pen talk. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're not going to look at pens primarily, but we're going to look at a notebook. A notebook I think I kind of gave away when I got this a week or so ago in an Etsy order. It's a notebook from PENBBS. And yes, I've had it for a week, and yes, a lot of people have asked about a review. So some people may have ordered this already. Comes in lined, plain, or dot. And what's most interesting is the paper that they chose to use. This is a stitched and glued notebook. So the pages are put together into little bundles that are stitched together, and then those bundles are glued into the cover. So the first page is a little bit different because it's glued in. You got your kind of cover page here, and then your actual cover on the notebook, which is a little bit thin, kind of, cardboard type of material. I mean, obviously the printing on it is very nice. It lays pretty flat, so that's always a good sign. This is the lined paper, and those lines are pretty far apart. We'll give you those dimensions. It's a lot number of pages in here, and for the price, it is a pretty good deal. But I've been spoiled by other notebooks, primarily the Towel Tree. So let's take a look at how ink works on this notebook. I did a similar type of writing that I've done to test out other notebooks. I have a lot of pens that are inked up. So you got a little bit of shading. It's not substantial, but that's not what I would expect from this type of paper. This is nice coating, but not as coated as Tomo River, certainly, and even Rhodia or Clairefontaine. At 85 grams per meter, you would consider it to be pretty ink friendly, and I would say it's about average. You get a little bit of show through on all of this, but you also get some bleed through. And I don't think I particularly saturated that ink on the page. So that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind is if you're going to use a wet nib, you may be writing on one side only. But overall, for a $7 notebook, it's a decent buy. But, it doesn't have anything special. It doesn't have a bookmark. It doesn't have a closure. But a closure with this type of cover probably would not be as effective. So this one I reviewed about a week or so ago, and this one I found to be an excellent deal since you get two of these for less than the price of one of the PENBBS ones. And this includes shipping, and this you may have to pay shipping on, depending upon what kind of order you have and where you buy it from. But Etsy right now is a pretty good supply for that. And this has 100-gram paper in it, which is a lot thicker, and there was no bleed through in any of the pens that I used, and I used similar pens, wet pens, vintage pens, just similar types of ink. This also probably takes a little bit longer to dry because it's not as absorbent as the Fabriano paper. Some of you have asked about the fact that I use Fabriano paper for all of my writing tests when I do pen reviews. So I took 3 of the pens that I wrote with on the PENBBS notebook, and this supposedly is the same 85 gram per square meter Fabriano paper. You can see there's almost less shading. The colors look good. You flip around to the other side, you'll see a little bit of show through, but really less bleed through than we got on the paper in the PENBBS notebook, and I can't explain that in theory. There could be variations in paper. That's one of the things, but I think that my experience with Fabriano paper, it's been extremely consistent, mean, I've gone through hundreds of pen reviews with different types of inks and stuff, and I haven't found any real pages that misbehaved. So overall, I wanted to just give my viewers an ability of really understanding what this notebook is. Like I said, it's a little bit above average. It's well constructed. You know, I may go with the dots next time because these lines are pretty far apart. So you're writing, you kind of feel you're restricted to the lines. With the dots, I think I feel more latitude. And plain, I think I have a tendency to kind of skew my writing. So plain doesn't work well unless I put some type of guides underneath of it. So overall, I give this a lukewarm recommendation. You have to decide on what is important for you in a notebook. So the Towel Tree makes a similar size notebook, which costs a little bit more money, but then you're going to get a nice hardbound notebook with closures, you know, with a bookmark, you know, ribbon bookmark, so, and paper that's a little bit more ink friendly and resistant to bleed through. So these are still readily available on Etsy. I'll give you a link in the description. I don't know how long the link will last, but you can always look on Etsy and look at the PENBBS official store and find it there. So I hope you all have great writing experiences. Enjoy a phenomenal variety of inks, nibs, pens, and paper. This is the end, so thank you for watching. May you have many great writing experiences. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your life. Until next time, bye.